I was the last person to see her. The police think I did it. I want you to know what actually happened in that room and why I'm the wrong man to be looking at. None of what I am about to tell you is true. All of it is what I would have done. 8:47 in the morning. She stood up. She did not say goodbye. I will tell you what I told the police. They came to the building on the second day. They had her calendar. They had a 7 a.m. appointment listed under my name. They asked me whether I was the last person to see her. I said yes. They asked me if she had been distressed. I said I could not discuss her case content. They asked me if I had any reason to think she would not return. I said no. That was true. I had not had any reason to think she would not return. I had had reasons to think she might not. There's a difference. Reasons to think and reason to think are not the same sentence. I'm a clinical psychologist. I make a living in the gap between those two words. The press picked it up on day 5. They identified my profession, not my name. Someone in my building identified my name to them anyway. I left for a hotel. There were 4 other people who saw her later in the day. I did not know that yet. I know it now. The session was at 7. I run a solo practice. The receptionist arrives at 9. There was no one else in the building. She came in wearing a dark wool coat. Her hair was in a low bun. I have known her for 7 years, and I had never seen her wear her hair that way. I did not say anything about it at the time. It is the kind of detail you save for after. She had given testimony in a courtroom once. She had a name she had stopped using. I had known about it for a long time. I do not need to tell you what the testimony was. I need to tell you that she had spent a long time becoming someone she had chosen to be, and that the choice had held. 11 days before this session, she received a photograph in the mail. She brought it to me the next morning. I will not describe what it showed. I will tell you that it was the last day she trusted that the life she had built was hers to keep. What happened next happened in fragments. 10 weekly sessions and 3 extra. I held the fragments. I did not write any of them down. The state can subpoena what I record. It cannot subpoena what I never put on paper. On the 8th of May, she asked me a question. She said, "Is there a version of leaving where I am not also abandoning the people who love me?" I said, "There's a version of leaving where you save the people who love you. They will not understand for a long time. That does not make it less true." I thought about that sentence for the rest of the week. I'm still thinking about it. The 7 a.m. session ran 1 hour and 47 minutes. I do not bill for the time I spend with someone deciding what they cannot tell anyone. I do not bill for the time someone spends telling me they are not coming back. I do not bill for the time I spend after. She told me about her husband. She told me about her sister. She told me what she had said to each of them and what she had not. She had left a letter for her sister in their mother's house. The letter said less than the truth. The truth was in a deposit box at a bank I have not been to. I do not have the key. She did not give it to me. She told me she would be on a train within the hour. She did not say which one. She did not say where. I did not ask. At 8:45, she said one more sentence before she stood up. I have repeated it to myself every night since. I'm still not sure if she meant it as a permission or as a warning. She said, "If you tell anyone the truth, you are not betraying me. You're just changing whether the story works. I would prefer the story works. But if it does not, that is mine, not yours." At 8:47, she stood up. She picked up a small leather bag I had not noticed at the side of her chair. She did not say goodbye. And here is the part one have not told anyone. 6 months ago, sitting across from her in the same office, I figured out, without her saying it, that she was probably going to leave one day. The way you figure out a thing you cannot prove. The way a clinician knows something about a client before the client knows it themselves. I did not ask her. I told myself I cannot be sure. I told myself I did not want to be wrong about her. I told myself the room is hers, and what enters it has to enter at her pace, not mine. All of these are true. You don't have to believe me, but I've spent the last week deciding whether what I did was kindness, cowardice, or competence. It might have been all three. It is the only thing I'm sure about. I was a worse therapist to her than to anyone I have ever treated, because I liked her. She paid me, for 7 years, to be the one person who would notice. And the one thing I noticed, I did not tell her I had noticed. After she left, I sat in that office for 2 hours and 27 minutes. I canceled my 10 o'clock. I canceled my 11. The receptionist arrived at 9 and assumed I was between sessions. I did not remember what I was doing in the silence. I have spent the days since trying to remember. What I have decided sitting in this seat next to you on this plane is that she did this for someone, not from someone. I do not know if she is alive. I know what she chose. Those are not the same sentence either. There is one instruction I want to give you. You will not be able to act on it. That is fine. If you ever want to know what really happened to her, and you cannot because you do not know her name and you will never meet anyone else from her life, find her sister, the older one. Ask her, gently, whether she has been waiting a long time for someone to ask her the right question. She has been waiting 11 years. I do not think she knows the right question yet. She will know it when she hears it. I have told you what actually happened in that room. I told the police less than that. I told myself for a long time less than that. There is one more sentence I want to give you. It is the only thing I am certain of. I was not the last person to see her.